you think that mental health issues has increased?
When children are committing suicide.
So what do you think is the biggest reason for committing suicide? Sushant Singh Rajput again. So he was physically strong but not mentally strong.
Nowadays, for the past maybe 5 years, we see teenagers committing suicide.
So generally parents are emotionally unavailable to their kids. Is the suicide rate increasing?
It was 12:30 or something. Somebody is coming and putting the hand inside through the window and trying. We don't know who is that, what, and all got up, and 4 of us in one room. Warden is somewhere in another room, and all crying, screaming loudly. Don't know what to do. To run. We don't know whether somebody else is there. We don't know what is the situation.
I saw in the other building, 15th floor, one of the employee just committed suicide, and when we got to know, I was shocked to hear this. Hi everyone, welcome to Sujata's Talk Show, and in today's Sujata's Talk Show we have an inspiring, powerful lady named K. Vinita ma'am, and she's an academician, she's a social worker, and in this entire episode with ma'am, we did have a lot of conversation around her journey, her success story, her challenges, her turning point. So definitely, if you're someone who is looking forward to take away a lot of things, then this is your episode that you should be looking forward for. And if you're someone who's a social activist, then this is the must episode that you must look for. Hi ma'am, welcome
Hello.
to Sujata's Talk Show.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ma'am, how are you doing? Before we get started, I want to know, how are you doing?
Good. What about you?
I'm doing good.
Nice.
But how are you feeling being in Sujata's Talk Show?
Very comfortable. I feel at home.
Amazing. Ma'am, welcome again.
Thank you.
While we were planning to do this podcast together, I was much more inspired by your story. And I have 4 good questions to ask you today about your turning point, your challenges, your success stories, and your learning. Yeah. So before we get started, and I was going through one of the article about you, that you have been helping a lot of women about emotional well-being, about people who are dealing with the griefs and lot more. So I want to know that what is your side of a story and how did you start off with all these things that you have been doing? This is a noble work today.
From childhood, I was brought up in a village.
Wow.
That village atmosphere, I think the sufferings seeing around, the way in which I was educated from my childhood, I was always taught to help others. I have seen the role models in my own house.
Wow.
So that inspired me, and their guidance, and the education institutions where I studied. Everywhere it kept on helping me to do better.
Wow. Wow. So ma'am, who was your role model when you say?
Role model, my parents.
Wow. Wow. So when you started off doing this, so what was your turning point?
My turning point from a village school to coming to a town.
Wow.
That time, though it was not difficult for me, but I was finding so many others struggling to communicate with each other. And I was like bridging the gap.
Right.
And there were foreigners in the hostel, there were the people from different states. They could not understand each other because each one speaks different language.
Right.
The common language, English, everybody was not comfortable.
Right.
So I was the one who was communicating in between and making everybody comfortable. That really, I learned a lot.
Wow. Wow.
That hostel experience.
Wow. I understand, as a communication coach, I myself do understand the power of communication. So when you moved from village to a city life, so were you scared of moving, or how was your entire experience? What was running in your mind when you just made this transition?
I was not scared, but I was thinking I'm going to have another experience.
Wow.
From a village, totally a pure, clean environment. But coming to the city, I was prepared for it. I was not scared.
Wow. Ma'am, what I see is that we are very, very positive since your childhood. So I think that I love your energy while I'm sitting. I can really sense the energy. So when you started off doing this, I want to know more about you. If you can give me more background about what changed after you came here, when you shifted from village life to a city life, and you started helping off people. So after that, what started shifting in you, and what changes have you started seeing around you?
My exposure to various institutions around me, like in the city, I have visited as a student. I visited many villages
Wow.
and also many institutions.
When was this?
It was in 1980s.
1980s. Wow.
That or 1975.
I mean, it takes a lot of courage to move out.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
amazing.
I have that time I visited a lot of institutions,
Wow.
Orphanages. There I have seen the sufferings of the people,
Wow.
how they were helped in those institutions. That really made me understand what kind of difficulties people are going through in their life and how somebody is there to protect them and to take care of them. That really inspired me.
Wow. So, ma'am, when you say that you started seeing a lot of suffering, so
Yes.
if you want to specify what kind of sufferings that you saw, because we are in 26 now, and if we talk about 30 years back, what were the sufferings when you were going from college to college, schools to schools?
No, that time in the college as such, I did not see any suffering as such, except that students having that difficulty to communicate to each other and things like that. But what I experienced, my interest was totally different. Evening time, I would go and teach somebody, the college attenders, children, I would teach them their lessons because they used to go to the school. I was in the college, so I could teach them. And then evening, what else to do? Sitting in the hostel. Evenings, I go visit the ashrams. There I saw the elderly people suffering, all kinds of disability. I have seen there one person helping the other. One becomes the barber. One washes the clothes. They help each other. That's how they survive.
Right. That's really beautiful.
Yes.
And I think that you going beyond your work, and you're just seeing around that what is happening, and this is very important. And you just what I see that you didn't just see, you also ensure that you started helping people, you started giving your hand, and you
Yes.
started being there for people is what
Sure.
I've seen. So, ma'am, you also told me that while I was reading the article as well, you had helped a lot of women who were suffering. There were a lot of people who were trying to attempt the suicide. So tell me more about it, ma'am. That how mental health, mental health, because now we are in 26, so a lot of people are talking about mental health. But back then, no one was talking about it. But you went beyond your work, and you started observing this, and you started being that helping hand. So just tell me more about it, ma'am.
I remember two incidents where mostly the husband used to torture the wife. One day, literally, one lady called me and said, "My husband has come here with a snake. I am feeding my baby. Husband is demanding money from me. Whatever I have given everything.
Right.
Now today he has come with a snake to me. What do I do?" Immediately I connected to, I knew her house where it was located and all that. I immediately contacted the nearby police station and immediately help. I mean, she was helped. In another, so many cases are there like that. In another case where father literally, the husband literally pushed his wife and she died there itself.
Oh God.
From, what is that, from the hilltop, he pushed her down purposely. With the intention, he pushed her, and the two children were very small. They were crying and they were so helpless. Who will take away? And what kind of father, how will he take?
Right.
Somehow, without his knowledge, we brought the children and put them in some orphanage. Today, the beauty is that I see those children grown big and getting good education, saved from this father, and they're really doing well. That gives us a lot of satisfaction.
Amazing. Ma'am, how do you feel when you see this happening?
Yeah, I feel, why at all there is that kind of a mind that comes to people to ill-treat someone, to disturb someone. I always think why it happens. I don't know. We need to understand little more.
Yeah. Because you have been into this and you have been helping people, at times even your emotion gets impacted. So how do you handle your emotion between all these things?
Actually, when such situations come, I become strong.
Wow.
Because if the person who is going to help them only is weak, nothing happens.
Right.
So later when I think of that, we may become little emotional, but
Right.
at that time I get full courage. Go
Right.
ahead.
Wow.
Don't bother what happens and go and help them.
And that's really amazing. You have to be strong. I
Yes.
remember this that
Yes.
you told me that, ma'am, when you started off, you started helping people. You were in this entire journey of yours. And how long have you been doing this, ma'am?
For the past 35 years.
For the past 35 years. And what were your biggest challenges that you faced in the last 35 years?
The biggest challenge, when very important person told me, you cannot be a social worker.
Oh.
Why at all you have come here to study? Like, you won't be able to do social work. And that day, now that person respects me a lot.
Wow. You meet him?
I meet that person now also.
Wow.
That person knows, but that person, I do not know whether that person remembers
what
that
he told.
She.
Right, she told. Okay. So when, I mean, like there are two things that happens when someone criticizes you, threatens you, that you can't do it. You believe it and you really think that you can't do it. And the other side, you're like, when the person says you can't do it, you challenge that person and you do like, you know you have your potential, you use your fullest potential to reach where you wanted to reach. So I mean, I have gone through a similar situation. I do understand, and I'm really, really happy that I'm sitting with one of the inspiring and powerful lady today in the house. So, ma'am, I want to ask you that what were the other challenges that you faced other than this? Because when you started off with as a social worker, this was the very first criticism the threat that you got from people. But after that, when you were in the journey, because you were helping people, you gave me one of the example that how you helped that husband and wife, and the wife lost her life. So when you are in this journey and you're helping a lot of people, there definitely, I'm sure, a lot of family members might be questioning you, firing you. So how are you handling these challenges?
Mainly when I was helping the visually challenged, we used to help them to mainly mobility training we were giving. And we were taking them to the road, here only in Mangalore. And people were telling, this madam has no other job, taking them to the road and they may fall under the bus and die anytime. I gave them one answer. Check all the record before, all the newspaper cutting, wherever you check. Who has gone under the bus, who have eyesight, normal people have gone under the bus due to various reasons, but not the visually challenged. God gives them extra power. They are careful. We are helping them to move out because none of us are going to feed them. They have to be self-reliant. For that, we are helping them to come out and lead their own life.
That's amazing.
Till now also, every week I get calls from them. They want to listen to me. They are in different places. One will connect me to the other. They will all find my number. They keep calling me.
Wow, this is a blessing. Being for the other person is a blessing. I mean, when you're doing this, it comes to you as a blessing. So I'm really, really happy to hear this, ma'am. Because I myself, I go volunteer. I go to NGOs. I go to ashrams. I go to old age homes. So I understand like how it feels, and I connect with them a lot. I understand that helping people, being there for them is very, very important. There are very few people thinks about the other person like this. I'm very proud of what you have been doing today. So I mean, like the courage that you hold when people threaten you, when people criticize you, that's beautiful. So any other challenges that you went through in your journey, ma'am, other than this, that people don't know about?
Challenges myself, no, but I have come across various examples where the challenges in the sense, girls' hostel. Midnight somebody is entering, trying to disturb the girls. That was another challenge when I was in the hostel. Then in the midnight, it was 12:30 or something. Somebody is coming and putting the hand inside through the window and trying to, we don't know who is that, what. And all got up, and four of us in one room. Warden is somewhere in another room. And all crying, screaming loudly, don't know what to do, to run. We don't know whether somebody else is there. We don't know what is the situation. Then luckily that time I used to go to play hockey I had the hockey stick with me. I took that and gave one. He had kept his hand on the window. This thing. So nicely, I went and gave one shot with the hockey stick. He ran away from there in the midnight. So that, and after I think within a year, he, due to his heavy drinks, he died in front of the place where we hit him. Opposite to that place only, he fell under the bus.
Success again.
No, he can't blame him. He was, later we came to know, is a mentally ill person.
Is a mentally ill.
That time in the night we didn't know whether he's mentally ill or what kind of a person, we were not knowing. Later I was feeling bad that he was mentally ill.
So I have one personal question to ask. Like, is the suicide rate increasing?
Sure, yes.
Oh, so
And children are committing suicide.
Oh.
Young ones are committing suicide.
So the what age that you have referred, like what age to what age people are committing suicide?
Now 10-year-old, 12-year-old, every
What
day.
is the majority number that you've noticed that these are the age group that they are
Age
committing
group,
suicide?
maybe family people, 45, 50.
Is it?
Financial burden in the family. But nowadays, for the past maybe 5 years, we see teenagers committing suicide. Teenagers.
So what do you think is the biggest reason for committing suicide?
One is that the mental health, the problem is that parents are working, children are busy, their homework, their schoolwork, after that tuition. They don't have time to listen to each other, care for each other.
So generally parents are emotionally unavailable to their kids.
Also with the mobile.
Phone.
Children also are busy, they want that. From small, parents also to do their work, they will give the mobile in the child's hand and go that side. So the child is used to this mobile. Then they do not want to leave that. Then when it comes to SSLC or PUC exams, parents want them not to touch the mobile. They tell them, my mother told me not to touch the mobile, go commit suicide. My mother told me to read, my mother told me not to watch movie, committing suicide. These are the reasons why.
And which means that people are mentally, like they're not strong.
No.
Oh God, right.
They only look, but not so strong.
People are not
emotionally
strong.
No.
And that is the reason, if you again look at Sushant Singh Rajput again, so he was physically strong but not mentally strong.
Yes.
Right. Ma'am, since when did you start your journey of being there for people as a social worker? Which year did you start?
My age?
No, which year you started as a social worker?
1984.
1984.
Yes.
So from 1984 to 2026, do you think that mental health issues has increased between this 35 years?
It has increased.
What is the ratio that has increased? What percentage?
Percentage, I may be wrong if I tell without saying that properly, but every day we come across. Earlier we used to read and see such things in foreign countries. But now it is happening around us.
I get it. I understand, ma'am. So, definitely, I have seen a couple of my friends committing suicide themselves. And I remember I was working in one of the corporate, I would not say the name of the company, but I was in my building and I saw in the other building, 15th floor, one of the employee just committed suicide. And when we got to know, I was shocked to hear this, that it was because of a toxic boss that he had committed suicide. So I want to know that what was your biggest success story in your entire journey?
I can't say one biggest success story. There are many where we could help out. That was in that the famous Uppinangadi gas tragedy, where about 10, 12 families were really affected by that gas tragedy. So that time, same day, we visited all the houses, tried to understand what is the problem. And all the 12 families were able to reach out to them in different ways. For some of them, donating blood. For some, it may be trying to get another job, emotional support. In different ways, we could help them. And also that you may be remembering Madikeri flood.
Correct.
Coorg.
Correct. Coorg
That
one,
time
yeah.
also 10 days I was a volunteer there.
That's
I stayed
amazing.
there in the camps there. And people coming with the problems who had such big houses, lost their houses, people with small houses losing their house, big or small, their house is gone. They have come there and staying together. And their small little help that we could do, guiding them where to go, what is the next step they could take up.
Right.
That used to see the smile on their face. That
Wow.
itself is the
Wow,
satisfaction.
wow. I mean, like when something like this happens, we need someone who is just genuinely being just there.
Yes.
Even if the person
Yes.
can't help in any way,
Yes.
but if the person is just
Be
there
there.
with them, that gives strength to the other person.
Yes.
I'm really happy to see that how you were available for this family when they were going through their tough times and when they're grieving themselves of their loved ones. What were your top 5 learnings in your entire journey? So I'm sure you must have a lot of learnings, a lot of realizations. So I want to know that what was the top 5 learnings?
Okay. Be with the people.
Yeah.
Because only when you live with the people, you can understand. Don't be
Right.
isolated.
Right.
And whenever you have any problems, talk it out, share with people, listen to others, or share with others, so
Right.
that you get some support.
Right. Right.
Then another learning, my learning is that looking at the environment around, hopeless situation around, people don't care for this
Right.
environment.
Right.
I feel sad about it.
Right.
In spite of having so much of education, people don't understand Mother Earth.
Right.
I don't know whether our grandchildren are going to enjoy this kind of weather or the pure air, whatever little we are getting, whether they will have to carry the oxygen cylinder with them, really do not know.
Oh God, yes, yes, yes. We see the condition of the Delhi as well. So I mean, majorly all other cities are going towards the same thing, that no proper air and all. Yeah, that's amazing, ma'am. I mean, it was a very good learning, and thank you so much for being a part of Sujata's talk show. And it was very, very lovely being having you over here, ma'am. So you want to share something, that how was your entire experience until now?
Looking at your smiling face, such a young girl, talking so confidently, with lot of concern. I loved the way you interacted with us. Today only I met you,
Yeah.
but I feel I know you from so many years. Like that I feel now. That may be because of your loving nature. So I think so. So
Thank
that
you, ma'am.
attracts people.
Thank
See,
you.
the way you hold your face, how you talk to people, how you relate to people, that makes a big difference.
Yes.
You are that, a loving person. That's why I love to be with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
being a part of Sujata's talk show. And we look to have more conversation together.
Sure. Thank you for this
Thank you, ma'am.
opportunity.
Thank you.